It's 2 minutes past. We've got 45 minutes, so let's do this, Brutus. Welcome, everyone, to the April edition of Is It Possible? This is episode 2, and I am your host today, Ryan Spilken. I'm a senior communications and employee engagement manager for the Adaptivist group, but the ScriptRunner team, and ScriptRunner, part of the Adaptivist group, asked me to come and have a little fun. These are all folks that I've known and worked with for a long time. So I'm just hanging out with you today, learning if it's possible. Is it possible? Well, the folks who are going to tell you include, but are not limited to, Senior Content Marketing Manager for ScriptRunner, Jess Thompson. Hi, Jess. Jillian Patterson. Oh, Jess, go ahead.
Just saying hi.
Hi. Jillian Patterson, Senior Product Manager. Hi, Jill.
Hi.
The one and only Bobby Bailey, Customer Success Manager and Engineer Extreme. Hi, Bobby. Hey. Kristian Walker, man of fine tastes and professional software engineer. Hi, Kristian.
Hi, all.
Hey. We've got Sam Steele, a ScriptRunner Cloud software engineer as well. Hi, Sam. Great to have you.
Hey, everyone.
Sam, good to see you. And finally, Andrzej Wieczorek, a software engineer for ScriptRunner. Andrzej, how's it going?
Hi.
Excellent. Thank you so much, everyone. These are all folks who have got their hands deep into the ScriptRunner world and they know what's going on. They're going to be able to show us if it's possible or not. But before we actually dive in, we want to do just a minute worth of housekeeping. First of all of you are on mute, but the chat works. Don't send it to the panelists, though. They're going to be paying attention to, they're going to be presenting. So send it to everyone. We will try and make sure that we address everything that we can. Anything that we're talking about, anything the team is presenting on, please drop a message into chat. We'll cover what we can in the time that we've got. If what you see today gets you thinking about something that you might want to do in the future, we have an official form that we'll share with you. We'll share a link to that form in the Zoom chat, and you can just drop it there. Let's do it the next time, right? So we want to hear from you. We want to make sure that we're answering as many questions as we can, but we can't do them all at once. So the more you've got, drop them in that form. We'll get you taken care of. You might notice that things look a little different. Jess, help. Change.
It's okay. Change is good. Change is good. Yeah, you've probably already seen this on our website or via social channels. We have rebranded. We've launched as an independent brand underneath the Adaptivist group. So this means we have a new look. So new logo, new color palette, and you'll see those changes trickling through in terms of all of our online spaces, in product, etc. Don't be alarmed, it's all good. And then the most important and exciting part of this is a new website. So everything related to ScriptRunner is now available in one place. You don't have to go rummaging around different web properties to find the information that you want. Everything that you need is on scriptrunnerhq.com. So if you have not already, go and check that out. And yeah, we're really excited to continue growing our offering in terms of what we can provide for education, edutainment maybe with sessions like this, but yeah, there's more to come.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess. Great new look, same great taste, right? That's the ScriptRunner thing. Except it's not just the same great taste, it's constantly enhanced by new features that we're trying to add in, listening to your feedback and what's available. So let's start. Let's just jump in. It's time to see the one and only Bobby Bailey attempt daring feats of ScriptRunner performance. Bobby, how do you add projects to custom fields in cloud without the copy project built-in script from Data Center?
Thanks, Ryan. So as some people will be aware, coming over from either server or data center to cloud, some of the built-in scripts we have available in data center are not available on the cloud. The one in particular, copy projects, isn't available because there just isn't necessarily there isn't the correct REST APIs in the Atlassian Cloud tool for us to be able to reproduce that functionality. So we're unable to do that fully as it currently exists on data center or server. But when you talking to people, what I've discovered is that some of them want very specific parts of that functionality. So one of the common ones I've run across is that when they're creating a new project, they use the copy project functionality because it takes the project and it adds it to all of their custom field contexts. So they don't need to go and manually do that. So this is also relevant for people who aren't necessarily come over from data center, but might want to save some time if they've got hundreds of custom fields they have to keep on top of and manage when they're creating new projects in their cloud instance. So in this Jira instance, I've got a custom field. My custom field is called Senior Reviewer, and it's going to be added to every project that I create. Obviously, when you create scripts, you can make this a little bit more specific, but this is just a general demo to show you that this sort of thing is possible. So we have a context for the Senior Reviewer custom field, which is available on type story in project development. Now, on the Jira Cloud REST API, we do have endpoints to be able to modify custom field context. So whilst there is no built-in script to do this, we can actually write a script ourselves to do this. So what I've created is a script listener here. What this does is whenever a project is created, it runs this script. All this script is doing is it's taking the custom field that I want to be modifying. So this is the custom field ID. It's getting the current context, and then it's modifying the context and adding the project that's just been created, which I get from the event project created, and adding it into the context for that. We're also doing a little bit here just to modify which screen scheme is being added to the project as well to make it all nice and neat, so that when the project is created, ScriptRunner automatically takes the ID, adds it to the context for you, so you don't need to worry about managing that yourself. So just to show you this, so if I go to create a new project, I'm just going to create a new one here, and I'm going to call it development 2. I'm going to create that project, then my listener is going to run. So if I refresh the screen now, we'll see that it ran 19 minutes ago, just before this, just double checking it still works. And it's just run now, and it's executed that, and it's used those API endpoints to do that now. So if I go into create a new story in this project, the Senior Reviewer field will be available for me. And if I go and review the custom field context, we can see that if I go to the Senior Reviewer context field, that it's added that project there automatically. So if you're in a position where you've got dozens, hundreds of custom fields that need to be managed and automatically added to projects when you're creating them, it is possible to write scripts and create listeners that do that automatically for you. And then obviously, because you're writing a Groovy script, you can add all sorts of qualifiers and logic to say, for this certain circumstance, I want to add this to this custom fields or this to this custom fields, and make it your own business logic.
Wow, Bobby, slick. That was awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. Are we pointing anyone to the link for that, for the API documentation? Do we have that handy? So team, if you wouldn't mind grabbing that and just dropping in, we'll go ahead and keep moving on. We've got an update to the behaviors functionality in ScriptRunner for cloud. Jill, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right. So we told you that as we add more functionality to behaviors, we'll let you know. And so we currently have 2 new methods is required. So you can use this to check to see if a field is required and use it in a condition. And set required to update a field to be required. So this was one of the many, many requests for behaviors. And just in case you haven't heard how the behaviors functionality or feature has been working, Atlassian has been building out these capabilities. And as soon as they make it possible in their API, we are able to add this to behaviors. So we are in close contact with them, and we've been talking about lots and lots of new things, at least on the cloud side, to add into behaviors. So if you've used it on-prem before, pretty much all the functionality that's there is on our wish list. Atlassian knows about it. I think I'll take a second on this slide to actually tell you some of the new things coming soon. We are going to have more field support, so there will be more system fields and custom field types coming soon as well. And the big thing that Atlassian is working on right now is the ability to have behaviors on the issue view screens. So right now, as you know, currently you can only use behaviors on the create screen, but they are working on making sure that that is possible throughout the entire workflow. So it's a huge project, huge undertaking on their part, but we're working really closely with them, like I mentioned. So as soon as they have that ready, we'll be sure to add it into behaviors. But in the meantime, lots and lots of smaller new capabilities as well, like this. So yeah.
Cool. Jill,
Keep you posted on more.
when new functionality is added like this, do we tend to announce it on how do folks find out about it first?
Sure. So we do have a specialized list for people who want to be contacted about behavior-specific updates. That's on our website. You can go ahead and sign up there, but those people will be the first to know as things come out. And then we will post all of these things to our website as well. Those are the main areas, I'd say.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Jill Patterson, everybody. Thank you so much. And now let's answer the question on everyone's mind. Is it possible questions. So let's dive in. First one comes to us from Sushila. Is it possible to list issues with linked tickets? Would be great if we can retrieve ticket key along with linked tickets keys. So Sam Steele has the solution there. Sam, what do we have there? Oh.
Hi, Ryan.
So,
sorry, broke
hey,
up a bit
Sam.
then. Yeah, so if you play this video, I've run through the different solutions possible.
All right, let's check it out.
Hello, everyone. My name's Sam, and I'm one of the software engineers on the Enhanced Search team. And today I'm going to be showing you how to get all of the issues linked to a particular issue. So on my board here, I've got one issue assigned to me called main issue. And we can see that main issue is directly linked to 5 other issues. So what I'm going to do is copy the issue key, which is here, and head on over to the Enhanced Search page. Once here, I'm going to click on this plus, which will open our insert function dialog box, showing us a list of all available Enhanced Search functions. And the one we're interested in right now is called linked issues of, which will return any issues directly linked to the results of the subquery. And the subquery in our case is issue equals, and then I'm going to paste in the issue key we just copied. You'll see we get this link saying one issue found. If I open that, we can see that we're correctly targeting our main issue. So if I now add to query, you can see it populated here. And then when I hit search, we should see the 5 issues directly linked to our main issue. And here we have them, including their keys. And you'll notice in the summary, I've added level 1. And this is to represent that they are directly linked to main issue. However, we can also retrieve any issues which are indirectly linked. And to do that, we can use another enhanced search function called linked issues of recursive. And this will return us any issues directly linked, like we have here. It will also return us main issue itself. And then it will also return us any issues indirectly linked to main issue. So any issues which could be linked to any of these. So now if I hit search, you can see that we've got many more issues and main issue itself. So main issue, the level 1s which are directly linked, and then other issues at various degrees of separation. So level 2, 3, and 4, and so on. However, if I only wanted to return, for instance, 2 degrees of separation, so directly linked issues and issues linked to those, level 1s and level 2s, we can use a third enhanced search function called linked issues of recursive limited. And linked issues of recursive limited will return us a specified number of levels away from main issue. So after our subquery, I'm going to do a comma, and then after the comma, I'm going to do 2 to represent 2 levels away from main issue. So now if I hit search, you can see that we've got main issue, the issue is directly linked to that, and then 1 additional level. If I then change this to 3, we should see level 3, and so on and so forth. So just to explain that a bit further, when we do linked issues of, we will get returned all of the issues directly linked to main issue. When we do linked issues of recursive, we will get all the issues directly linked plus main issue itself, plus all the issues indirectly linked. And when we do linked issues of recursive limited, we can specify the number of levels of recursion we'd like. So 2, 3, 4, and so on. That was my presentation today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and welcome any questions in the chat. Thank you.
Really? Wow. Nice, 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 Sam. Awesome. Cool. Let's keep it moving. Our next slide. I was not expecting it to exit presenter mode like that, but there we go.
Hello, everyone. My name's...
The next question comes from Matthew. Can I set up a workflow that pings users after periods of inactivity with tickets in certain statuses? Kristian, can Matthew do that?
Yes, absolutely. So if we can go to the next slide. So the way we'd recommend achieving this requirement is to use an escalation service in Jira Cloud. And the reason we say to use an escalation service is because they allow you to define a process for performing actions on issues returned by a JQL search after a certain period of time. So like we said, escalation services, they run on a JQL query and they run on a schedule that you can specify. So that could be 9 a.m. every day, 4 a.m. on the second Tuesday of every month, multiple days a week. You can choose the schedule you want. And like we said, they return issues from a JQL search, and they then run the same script for every issue in that JQL search. So they take the abstraction away from having to write that looping logic. And if you need any more information, you can see at the bottom of this slide, we've linked to the docs page on escalation services. So if we can to the next slide. So this shows what an escalation service looks like. So to achieve this requirement here, we start off, we just have to give it a name. We then specify the schedule, which is a dropdown. So in this example, I've configured this script, so it will run at 9 a.m. only on Wednesdays, and that runs in the time zone that you specify for your instance on the ScriptRunner settings page. And then it will run against the JQL query. So in this example, I've just got a simple JQL query which specifies my project, the issue type, and then what status of issues we want to check. And just to make sure the assignee is not empty. And then we say any issues which haven't been updated in the last 5 days. But you could make that query more complex to specify multiple projects, multiple issue types, and multiple statuses if you want. And if we can go to the next slide, we can have a look at the script. So this script I'll walk you through, but don't worry, it's linked on the slide here. And if I ask Andrzej, he can put a link to this script in the chat for you all. So what this script does, we start off on lines 2 to 5, where we define
Kristian, I believe you have frozen. Bobby, can you hear Kristian? Can you give me a thumbs up? No? Okay. Sorry, folks. Kristian is experiencing some internet trouble. Let's give him just a second. See what happens. Andrzej, Jess, what do you think?
I think maybe we can move to the next question, and then Kristian will hopefully reach, and then we can go back. But in any case, I've posted the link to the escalation service script that's shown here on the slide. But yeah, let's hope Kristian will be back.
All right. Thanks, Andrzej. Appreciate that. Sorry about that. Sorry about losing Kristian there midstream. He will be glad to explain this when he comes back. Let's keep on moving on. This is the end of his presentation where he's going to show you the results. If a Jira issue has not been updated within a certain amount of time, the escalation service will do what the script tells it to, which is to add a note. All right. Tom asks, can you show examples of using Unirest to process a page response? Andrzej, can you?
Yes, I have an example. But before that, I will explain what the page request is. So the page request is a technique used by developers to break up large amounts of data into smaller, more manageable chunks. So server, instead of responding with all data at once, it sends back a limited amount of data. And in that way, client can decide if they want to request more data. In the latest version of Unirest, there is a page request feature built in, but unfortunately, ScriptRunner uses old version of Unirest, so you cannot use that feature of the latest version of Unirest. And the solution is to write page response by yourself using recursion. And there is an example screen on the next slide. It's basically using a example API from GitHub, and every API or every company is providing their own way of providing the links to the next page. And for GitHub API, the links in a response header are provided in a quite weird way. So that's why on the line 5 we use a regex that is matching the response header, and basically this code is using recursion to make requests to the next page, and it's collecting all data as a result. And the link for this script is provided on the screen.
Yeah, and we've also dropped it in the chat for you, Tom. Great question. Andrzej, thanks for answering it so well. Next up, we've got from Hyder. This is it possible to get ScriptRunner for Jira to display tempo data in a custom field? Has Kristian returned?
Not yet. But
okay. Does any
oh yeah, this was also
a Kristian question.
Answer right. Yes. I think maybe we can move to the next one, because I think we still have lots of questions, and then we can go back.
Okay. Another question from Tom. Can I change on script fragments? Can I change the size of the panel? Can I conditionally show the panel? Can I change the name of the name script fragment that labels the panel? Can we provide a name and description for a fragment so we can tell what is what in the list of fragments? Jill?
Yeah, so unfortunately, these are not possible on cloud today. Atlassian doesn't provide the APIs that are necessary for us to change these most UI elements, I should say. They heavily restrict the UI in this way because of the risk of vulnerabilities. We do have a request. We have a board in a tool. Let me pop this in for everyone. So this is our note board, and this is the request about script fragments. So if people do have specific things that they are like these questions here, or if they want to upvote some fragment type questions, then and leave their use cases and things, this could potentially be something that we could ask Atlassian to work on. It's just something that hasn't been as important as things like behaviors and scripted fields. So I have to say, it's not possible now, but it may be in the future if we can get the attention on it. So sorry, Tom.
All right, Kristian Walker, welcome back. We've missed you.
Hi, apologies for that. Sorry, I had some connection issues, so I apologize.
Well, no worries, my friend. I think we sort of wrapped up the question about escalation services, but I'd like to go, I think we should go back to this one from Hyder. Is it possible to get ScriptRunner for Jira to display tempo data in a custom field? And it's Hyder. We can't leave Hyder out, So Kristian, show us.
Hi, so we don't have a solution to demo for this question, but the answer is yes, it is. And the way we'd recommend doing that is to create a script listener that would run on the issue updated event. You could then have the script listener call out to the Tempo REST APIs and return the data. And you could then set that in a custom field. And we do have a couple of docs examples on how to update a custom field and how to interact with an external REST API, which uses Slack, which Andrzej can post in the chat for you now. And then if you have any further questions on that, if you raise a ticket via our support portal, we'd be more than happy to discuss that further there.
Hi, Hyder. Nice to see you couldn't stay away. Thank you, Kristian. Good to see you back. All right, moving on to where we had first left off. This one's from AJ. Is it possible to show scripted fields to any place on the screen under any sections, tabs, other than default section scripted fields? Jill?
Yes, currently this is not possible. The way that scripted fields are built, we worked with the technology that we had at the time. And so they're not actually, they don't work in the same way as normal custom fields do. So you're not able to move them around on the screen or different places like you would in normal custom fields. But there is good news. This is something, scripted fields are a huge thing that we are in the middle of investigating new solutions so that you can do things like this. So you can control where the field is placed on the screens, plus many, many other requests that we have for scripted fields. So this is another area that we will definitely keep you posted on. So we're looking at not just one singular thing to do with scripted fields, but we're looking at improving scripted fields across the board.
And we would point anyone who wants to bring our attention closer to that, to go to the note board, vote, submit. We need to hear from you to make these things happen. Okay. So Jill, is this, was this meant for that previous, what's going on there, Jill?
Sorry. Yes,
All
that
right.
was not yet.
Okay, no problem. All right, from Daniel, how can I add a condition validation in a status that has the approval feature set?
I get all the no questions today. Currently, unfortunately, this is not possible because the approval steps in JSM are special JSM fields. So it's not something that's possible, but there's so many other things that are. So let's get to talking about those. Sorry, Daniel.
All right, well, what about from AJ? How can we do cascading drop downs to accept user input using ScriptRunner?
So we are close with this one. So this capability will be possible with Behaviours soon. So this is a capability that we've been calling field options capability. This is in progress with Atlassian now. And so similar to those other behavior type capabilities, once they release it, we'll be able to make it available in Behaviours. So hold tight and it'll come soon.
So watch this space, but by this space, I mean everywhere that ScriptRunner puts out information, not just this webinar, right? Okay, good. All right. We've got a question submitted from the last episode by Craig. We put together a blog post with a detailed explanation, a solution for how to generate a sprint workload report with ScriptRunner. So we're going to drop that link into the Zoom chat so you can answer, so you can resolve that problem. And thank you for the question, Craig. Nice one. All right, so we've got some resources relating to today's session. We've dropped all of these links in the chat, and this recording will be available to everyone. I'm assuming that we're also going to include in the recording, in the message with the recording, a link to all of these things as well. But we need to hear from you. So make sure that you're keeping in touch with the scriptrunnerhq.com/about/feedback. We need to hear from you there. If you have questions about the rebrand or the product updates hub, anything ScriptRunner related, yeah, let us know. So what do you think, folks? Should we take a look at some of the commentary in the chat? Andrzej, what do we do next? We're done a little early. Should we go back to Kristian's?
Yeah, if Kristian, did you had more to show on that?
We never really got him to explain the script.
Okay.
Yeah, go back to the slide with the script. I can carry on explaining that.
Yeah, 2 moments, please. 2 moments. I'll find that right away. Escalation service. One more. There it is. All right, bud. Let's run down this script.
So as I was saying, the first 5 lines, we're constructing a comment where we mention to the assignee that the issue hasn't been updated in the past 5 days and ask them to update it. In the second set of lines from line 8 to line 10, we construct a similar message, but just with the issue key and the name, which will get posted to Slack. And then we make a call to the add comment API, and we just post our comment message, and that will post a comment on the issue. And then the rest of the script, we post a message to Slack. And we start off by doing that on line 23.
Sorry about that, Kristian. That was my bad. Go ahead.
Okay, we define a map where we specify the channel, which is the name of the channel in Slack we want to post to. We specify the username, which would be the name of the app that sends the message, and then we can specify a custom icon for that. And then we then specify our Slack message is our inactive message. And then we then make a REST API call to post that out to Slack. And you will see here, because we have to interact with an external REST API, we have to pass an API token. So we do that using the authorization header on line 34. But you'll notice here in the script, we just refer to that as Slack_srcloud_token. And the reason for that is because we've defined that on our script variables page, which we provide inside ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud. And this page gives you a way to store any API keys or passwords in an encrypted fashion, which only admins can see. So it means that no one will ever see that API key in plain text in the script, or whenever the script is transmitted, it will never be sent as plain text. So if you go to the next slide, yeah. We can see the results when this script runs. The top screenshot shows the comment that would be posted on the issue. And the second screenshot shows the report that you would get in Slack from our app. So it would show a list of all issues which haven't been updated. So you could get a report of which issues need to be updated and who they're assigned to. So hopefully that answers the question, and apologies again for my connection issues.
Oh, hey, no worries. Kristian, I have a quick question. I noticed that this is using your user account to issue the message. Is there a way to do that with like a robot user, like a Tobor, as it were?
So when you add a comment on the issue with ScriptRunner, it will either do it as the user, which the script is configured to run as. So that could be the initiating user, which in this case is me, or you can set it to the ScriptRunner add-on user. So you would then see ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud added that comment instead.
I see.
And then
Okay.
for Slack, you can specify the name of the user, like we specified in inactive issue notify.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I just remember setting this up at one point, and creating or using the institution's robot users so that people would know that it wasn't actually you at 2 a.m. running a script. You know what I mean? Like, but whole different thing there. Okay, cool. Well, that brings us to the end of our planned content. Tom has a question in the chat. Any movement on having a script library available so we can build scripts that can be reused in multiple scripts? How do we want to address that, folks? Isn't there a script console?
Like the script editor. On-prem, there's something called the script editor where you can save and yes. Okay. That is another feature that we are looking into improve. Well, not improving, but implementing into the cloud. So possibly more to come. It's in discovery at the moment. So if you do have specific use cases for it, please let us know on the note board and we can incorporate those.
I have heard of people using Git to version their scripts. I don't know if that's even possible in this situation.
With the script editor, you'd be able to browse and share amongst each other and kind of save it in ScriptRunner. Like you'd be able to see a list of all the scripts and just recall them pretty easily. I believe that's what's being asked. Yeah, like script editor. So no timeline, but definitely on the radar, definitely high up on the list.
Go to that note board, but vote now.
As we get closer to finalizing more and more things, we'll let you know for sure. Yep, it's the highest rated thing on the note board, so that's why it's we're looking into it.
Cool. Wow, there you go. All right, folks. Anything else? Should we wrap it up? What do you think? Okay, well, then again, we say to you all, thank you so much for being here. Remember to submit your questions. Keep an eye on your inbox. Connect with us on social media. Let us know what's happening and how we can make ScriptRunner better for you. For my fellow panelists today and the whole ScriptRunner team, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time on Is It Possible? Cheers, everybody.